Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Miss Crochet and Coffee here, and today we are doing Talk with You Thursday. So get out whatever it is you're working on, cross stitching, beaded cross stitch, diamond painting, coloring, wee whittling, and come have a chit chat with me. I got some stories. We're going to talk about Thanksgiving. You are seeing this, or I'm putting this video up on Thanksgiving. So if you celebrate Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to you. If not, well, hey. I've had a lot of people like, we had Thanksgiving already. Well, we haven't had it here in the States. Let us have our time. Jeez, either way. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I am working on Kimono from DIYMoon shop. I got to work on it just a little bit the other night. And yes, so essentially, as you guys know, I do pre-record my whip and chats like the day before. But this one is actually being recorded a little bit earlier. Meaning, it's Tuesday. Yeah, I know. I recorded on Monday for the whip and chat for today, okay, so I recorded Tuesday's whip and chat on Monday, and now I'm recording Thursday's whip and chat on Tuesday. Why am I doing that? Because my kids are out of school, and I don't want to have to worry about dealing with having them try to be quiet while I'm recording. So instead of all that, I was just like, I'll just record now. So that's what we're going to do. So yeah, so this kit is a 30 by 85. So it's not wide, but it is long. It is confetti, which is fine. It seems to be working up pretty nicely. Right now I'm adding some of the old gold to the center of the flower here, which is awesome. I have already added one of the embellished flowers. I'm trying to pick up this gem. So yeah, so in the States right now, it is, I'm about to say Halloween. Why am I stuck on Halloween? Does anybody else get stuck on a holiday and then they just like can't let it go? It's like a bad relationship. You just try to let it go and you can't. Yeah, I'm stuck on Halloween for some reason. Somebody said something to me today. They were like, happy holidays. I was like, happy Halloween. I don't know what's wrong with me. Why can't I just get over the fact that it is not Halloween anymore? It is Thanksgiving, and then Christmas is coming. And this is the time of year that things get a little crazy, little cray-cray. Why is it that for some reason a holiday that is supposed to be for family makes you, one, realize how much you hate your family, and two, which I know a lot of people don't actually hate their families. I know. There are people out there that have good families, and then there's people like me who have, I wouldn't say my family's like good. They're not bad, but it's not good. Like, I dreaded, when I lived in Pennsylvania, I dreaded family functions. I don't get along with my siblings. At least two of them I don't like. And so like, and they're like my step brothers, and I don't like them, and I want to be nowhere near them. I don't want them anywhere near me. Don't want them near my family. I'm like, go away. I like, if I could roach spray them, I probably would. And then there's my sister. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I get the diamonds around this flower before I put this flower down. Then there's my baby sister, and she can be a bit much at times, and I'm just like, and I was laughing because I was watching Sister Teresa's video, and she was talking about, what do you guys do if you don't have good families? I'm like, I moved cross country. Best decision I ever made. It sucks being away from your family at times, but then there's times where I'm glad I don't live near my family, like when they have all the drama going on, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just sitting up here in North Dakota, that made up state. I'm just sitting over here living my best life. I don't know what's going on with you guys. Like, it's nice to not have to deal with some of the crap that comes with, having a big family and drama and who's doing this and whose house are we going to for Thanksgiving. I don't got to worry about doing that anymore because I'm staying at home, and I will be having Thanksgiving with my family, which, you know, my husband and my kids. And we are going to watch freaking holiday movies and be cheesy. We're going to be like that good, wholesome family for that one day. And then the rest of the time, the kids are going to fight. Me and Mr. Coffee are pretty much going to ignore the fact that the kids are fighting. It's going to be a happy holiday time. So we are prepping now. Like, I had to pull the turkey out of the freezer. And even though Thanksgiving isn't for another couple of days, as you already know, we've learned this the hard way. You don't take the turkey out of the freezer the night before. You don't do it. So we tried that one year, took it out the night before, came back the next morning. Mr. Coffee almost broke his foot because he dropped it on his foot. And apparently it didn't feel too nice. So yeah. Alright, so I'm going to have to remove some of the diamonds around this to put this flower back on here. So this flower's going to go right here. So we're going to move this one and this one. Again, I am still learning the special gems, but I want to make sure I get as many down around it as I can. So yeah, so Thanksgiving is here in the U.S. Lots of people getting ready to go travel. So if you are traveling, I hope you traveled safely. I used to hate traveling for holidays. Oh my God, it was dreadful. Especially when you have kids and you gotta like pack diaper bags and extra clothes because you just know they're gonna make a mess. Like, okay, funny story. I've told this story before, but it's still hilarious to me, so I'm gonna keep telling it. All right, so when Minna was little, Minna was, I want to say, a couple months old. She was born in July, so this would have been, I believe, her first Thanksgiving. So however many months from July to November is how old she was. We were at my her dad's parents' house. Now, I love her dad's parents. His family still treats me like I'm family, even though him and I have been split up for 10 years. And like, his aunt still sends me like birthday cards with money in it. Like, that's how gangsta his family is. And they're like, we still love you. You're still family. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. So we went over to his family's house for Thanksgiving, and that is back when his father was still alive, and they, you know, his mom was in the kitchen preparing food and everything. And at that time, I was estranged from my parents because, you know, that's family. So we go to sit down, and it's like his whole family is there, his aunts and uncles and his cousins, and this is Minna's dad's family, like, so it's like his aunts and uncles and stuff. And so we're sitting down, and, you know, Mr. Phillips, you know, he's like, let's say grace. So everybody bows their heads and goes to pray, and all you hear the moment he starts saying grace is, and I'm like, what the world was that? Like, who's passing gas while we trying to talk to Jesus? I look up, and I was like, did you pass gas? What? Like, I'm like fussing at Minna's dad because I thought he had passed gas while we were trying to talk to Jesus. And I was like, that is highly disrespectful. You up here passing gas while we talking to Jesus. And he's like, it wasn't me. And I'm like, well, then who was it? And then his aunt like shushed us. And I'm like, did she just shush us? And so we stop, and I put my head back down, and we hear it again. I love his family, I really do. But they say the most long-winded prayer for food. Like, good God. I would sit there and be like, this is never going to be over. This is never going to be, I'm so hungry. Because you know Thanksgiving, you always skip eating breakfast and stuff that morning because you want to have the appetite to eat all the Thanksgiving foods. And I did, and I'm like, my stomach is eating my spine. I'm so hungry. Like, can we get through this? I know we need to give grace to Jesus, but Jesus would understand because a chick hungry. So I'm sitting there, and we hear it again. He's in the middle of the prayer, and Minna starts giggling. And I was like, shh, Minna. Because I didn't want Minna to get fussed at for giggling in the middle of prayer. Like, we trying to talk to Jesus right now, Minna. We ain't got time for your giggles. What is you doing with your life, little girl? So, I'm sitting there. And then he gets towards the end of the prayer and he goes, what's that smell? And I'm like, did Jesus pass gas? Like, what do you mean, what's that smell? And everybody, like, stops and, like, puts their head up and they look over in our direction. Minna is just clapping away. She is clapping and laughing and giggling. She just happy as pie. And everybody's like, well, what's that smell? We couldn't figure out what the smell was, y'all. Until Minna went to go bend down to get a roll off the table, and then we saw it. Now remember, Minna was a baby. She had applesauce because her dad refused to believe that she was allergic to apple. Well, she wasn't allergic to applesauce. Applesauce is a natural diuretic. And he didn't want to believe that his daughter couldn't have applesauce. Well, he learned really quick that Minna couldn't have applesauce. Because then the applesauce turned into the green apple splatters all up her back, into her hair, and she essentially was rubbing it all, like she had gotten a hold of the back of her head and was like, oh, look, there's something gross back here. I'm going to smear it all over my tray. That was Minna's first Thanksgiving. Yep. Essentially, we put her and the high chair in the tub and just turned the shower on. We didn't know what else to do. It was a shit show. So, yeah. So that was Minna's first Thanksgiving. The two little ones, they had pretty normal Thanksgivings where we went to, for the little ones, we went to Mr. Coffee's mom's house and we would have Thanksgiving with their family. And, you know, his family's just as dysfunctional as, like, you know, everybody else. So, you know, we would have a good time, but, you know, we'd be like, oh God, it's really time to go. We gotta get out of here. We're just not people that like to go to family, I guess. I don't know. We can't be the only ones out there that every time you say, let's go to family's house for a function, you're like, please, shoot me in the face now. Like, no, I don't want to. It's just one of those things, I guess. I don't know. But, like, earlier, we went shopping for groceries for Thanksgiving. And I was like, well, there's only 4 of us. So how much could we possibly need food-wise? Because I don't really see us needing a whole, you know, crap ton of food. And, yeah, the special drills come in these little pill suppository-looking things. And this guy is stocking the shelves, but then he's also, like, randomly looking at us. And I'm like, I'm sorry, do I have something, like, on my face? Why is this guy staring at us? Like, he was staring. Like, you ever have somebody stare at you so hard you feel like you should, like, charge admission? And I'm like, did you need tickets to the freak show? Is something wrong? And the guy just kind of looks at me and he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Why are you staring at me? Like, again, should I charge admission? And he was staring because we had this gigantic turkey, and I had just mentioned that there's only 4 of us. We had somehow, like, here in the oil field, you know how in most places where if you wait to the last minute to get a turkey, you're getting, like, the little dank turkeys, like the little tiny ones, or you don't get a turkey because they don't have any more. No, here, apparently, if you wait till the last minute to get turkey, essentially, you end up with a 30-pound turkey. Now, again, there is 4 of us, and there's not that much turkey salad on this planet. And I'm like, I am not about to sit here and eat 30 pounds of turkey. I'm not doing it. And he's like, well, of course not. We're all going to eat it. No, y'all will eat it. I'm not eating 30 pounds of turkey. There's no way. Like, I wouldn't be able to stay awake long enough to do so. So, yeah. So, another reason why, you know, I'm doing this early, because I have to also prep dinner for Thursday. Luckily, Mr. Coffee has off work. He'll have off work for a couple of days next week. No, he'll have off work. What is it? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So he'll have off work for another 4 days after just having 5 days off. Luckily, he'll also get paid for those days. The days that he took off, well, he did get paid for those other days. I guess he put in like PTO. And if you don't know what PTO is paid time off. Essentially, he puts it in for whenever he's sick. Like, he accrues so much PTO every 2 weeks. And I guess at the end of the year, if you don't use it, you lose it. So I was like, yeah, might as well use it. We're just dropping some flowers down. Aren't they pretty? All right. We're going to close our little container. So yeah, so we're doing Thanksgiving prep now. This morning was a little rough though. I'm not sure why. I have like 7 between Orion's room, my room, and my living room. I have at least 12 alarms set. How am I still able to be late to places? Like, I don't understand this. Somehow I woke up 15 minutes late this morning to getting the kids up. And so we rushed around, got the kids out of the house, got the dogs walked, came back, and I sat here on the couch staring off into space going, well, now what do I do? I had stuff to do, believe me. I just, for some reason, my brain was like, well, now what should we do? Should we just sit around and stare at the wall aimlessly, knowing that we have 2 tons of stuff to do? How many people do that? You know you have a crap ton of stuff to do, but yet you're like sitting around like, I have nothing better to do than to sit here right now. And when I woke up, I had that slight panic attack for 30 seconds where you're like, oh my God, we're so late. So I jump up and I get the kids up, and now I go to start my car, open the window, boom, assaulted by snow. What in the world? I didn't realize we were supposed to get snow last night. I don't think Mother Nature cares what I think, because woke up to snow and I was just like, are you flipping kidding me? Good God. So we got snow. It's not nice. I don't likes it. So for all those that, think, oh, Miss Coffee, no, Miss Coffee doesn't like snow. It wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't such a pain in the butt, because we had a whiteout, which, if you don't know what a whiteout is, it's when it's snowing and you can't see anything in front of you, except for it wasn't snow, it was fog. So we have snow and then fog, and then it's cloudy outside. So then, like, as the sun's coming up, you can barely see anything, and it just looks like an eerie, sorry, I'm yawning. Oh, excuse me. It looks like one of those eerie movies where you're about to get murdered by Mother Nature. So yeah, like, I don't know. I was just like, I had that slight idea. I'm like, I should just leave these kids at home at this point, because I don't want to go out and drive in this. And I'm watching, like, I'm not even joking. It looks like everybody's cars on the road. It looks like they have Parkinson's, because they're all, like, all over the road. And I literally watched a guy the other day. He was driving number 2. Why did I pull out number 2? Oh, because I have one number 2 down here. Watched a guy driving his truck, because, of course, if you didn't remember or you're new to the channel, hey, I'm Miss Coffee. Probably should have said at the beginning. The state flower of North Dakota is white pickup truck, because it's what everybody uses all the time. And this guy was in his pickup truck, and I think he was like trying to show off or something, speeding down the road. Well, he ended up somehow getting his car turned sideways on the road, and then drove the length of the road sideways, because there was really nothing he could do besides ride it out. So he did the entire way down the road. And I'm like, that's gonna make it interesting for that cop sitting down at the bottom of the hill. But okay, he's probably seen stuff like this before. And sure enough, I literally was like at the stop sign longer than I needed to be, watching this guy get pulled over. I'm like, how do you pull over a car going sideways on the street? I have to see this. So I sat there for an extra like minute or so, like watching this guy, the cop, like trying to pull this guy over because he's driving sideways down the road. Yeah, that's a hoot. It's a hoot and holler. And also, I would like to say thank you to everyone for the kind words on my whipping chat yesterday. That whipping chat was kind of or Tuesday. That whipping chat was kind of all over the place. Also, somebody was upset because they didn't like the fact that I wanted to try new crafts. I am not a one-trick pony, okay? Like, Miss Coffee is a jack of all crafts, but master of none. So I want to try new crafts. You don't have to necessarily watch the new crafts, but I would like to try the new crafts. So I'm going to try the new crafts. But that stuff will be, held off for the weekend. So you guys, again, you won't see it until Saturday, which I'm super excited because by the time you watch this, I will be punch needling. Yes, punch needling. Not with my fist of fury, but with a needle and like yarn looking things and totoro, and I am going to punch the crap out of that needle. I am so excited if you can't tell. Also, I contacted Rachel yesterday and I had sent her a care package and she got it, and I was just happy to hear she got it safely and all the stuff was in it and she's all happy and excited, and I was like, well, you're very welcome, and I got her an early Christmas gift, and I wanted to do something nice for Rachel because she's doing so well, and I know every once in a while, she gets down on herself, and I'm like, you know what would cheer Rachel up? I went, Rachel, I need your help. And she's like, what? And she's Rachel, so she's always concerned. She's like, well, what's what, Miss Coffee? And I'm like, I need you to help me find something. And she's like, well, what am I finding? And I was like, I need you to help me find a small beaded cross stitch. And she's like, huh? I'm like, a small beaded cross stitch. And she's like, oh my God. And I knew she was going to freak out. I knew it. So she found a couple, and I told her, I don't want anything massive, but I don't want anything microscopically small. I will try it. If I don't like it, that's the end of it. Well, she found me this adorable little cross stitch, beaded cross stitch pattern. It's a keychain, so it's small, and it's Pikachu. So I was like, all right, I can do that. Well, as I go pay for Pikachu, AliExpress pulls up, and they have that thing where they show you other stuff. Yeah, they had a unicorn, and it was the most adorable unicorn I have ever seen. It was a beaded cross stitch unicorn keychain. So I added it to my cart. But oh wait, no, not just that. Now, Orion and Mr. Coffee have this obsession. Well, I should say Mr. Coffee has an obsession with it. But Orion likes it too. But with giraffes, when Orion was little, he used to call them Jaff-Jaffs. There was no R, it was Jaff-Jaffs. He wanted to go see the Jaff-Jaffs. So, there was a little giraffe keychain, and I bought that one as well. So I bought 3 beaded cross stitch keychains. Don't tell Rachel. And I'm kind of excited, but really nervous because I know I'm going to muck this up. I just know these little trial things are going to be like a train wreck because I am nervous. I know I'm going to mess it up. And my thing is, I'm colorblind. So I try to, where I like things with color, with stuff the tiny diamonds and stuff, I tend to stay away from it and rebel it because of the fact that I'm worried that I'm going to mess it up. The unicorn's going to be yellow with a white mane, that type of mess it up. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try it because I know the moment I start cross-stitching, somebody's going to be like, oh, Miss Coffee, have you tried beaded cross-stitch? And I'll be like, no, I don't want to. You ever have somebody want you to do something so bad, and the only reason why you won't do it is because they want you to do it so bad? That's where I was at. And I'm just like, yep, nope, not doing it. Not doing it. Not doing it. Nope. Never doing it. Nope. Now I'm like, okay, I'll try it. I can't help it. I'm curious about crafting. And I have something coming from Wizardy, because apparently they tried contacting me a while ago, and they're like, we never got a response. And I was like, did you contact me? Because I don't remember seeing your name in my email. But then I remembered back when I first started, I was really paranoid of a lot of these companies that would contact you because I couldn't fathom why companies would contact you. And then I realized, well, because duh, it's free advertisement, so of course they're going to contact you. So I was like, I apologize. I don't remember getting, an email from you, but, and they caught me on Instagram, so they were like, hey, we've been trying to get a hold of you. You're a hard person to get a hold of. And I'm like, not usually. So I have some stuff coming from them, which I'm excited about. And one of the items coming is the paper craft. You guys, good God. I'm excited for that. It's a jumbo owl. Mr. Coffee saw it and fell in love with it. So I was like, well, I'll get it. You can complete it and then tell everybody how your experience was with it. Essentially, it's like a 3D puzzle that you glue together. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I think Rachel is supposed to be putting something up in her shop about it. I don't know. I've heard the name thrown around the community a few times, and I'm just like, I've never heard of them. I thought it was something to do with Harry Potter at first, and I was like, wizards? Harry? Okay. And then I realized, no, it's the actual diamond painting company. So I was like, oh, well, that's cool. Just don't ask me to sell anything, and we'll be cool. Like, I'm pretty good at selling stuff apparently, but I just don't like doing it. So I'm like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. So yeah, so the week has been already interesting. Maggie, I am an old school type of parent. Where I don't usually typically spank my kids. Every once in a while, I will. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my God, I would never touch my kid. No, Maggie gets her butt whooped at least once a week. And you don't worry, she doesn't get hurt or anything. But, hold on. There's a piece of hair on the canvas. And I see it there, and I don't want it there. Okay. Come on. I would like to know how I got dog fur on the canvas when the dogs haven't been around this canvas. Let me pause you. All right, we're back. That took longer than I expected. Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened. Oh my God, did you guys see there was in one of the groups, some lady was working on one of those confetti riddled canvases, the watercolor looking canvas. And good God, I guess her kids got a hold of her canvas and like spilled the drills and everything all over the place. I was like, you poor thing. That whole canvas would just go in the garbage. There's no way in hell. Like, if I drop enough drills, I won't even complete the painting. There's no point. I'm not picking dog fur, because no matter, and if you have dogs, you know, there's no amount of Hoover vacuum that is going to suck up every ounce of dog fur off your floor. Even when I was kitting up this one, I dropped a bag. The very last color, like I'm working out of baggies. Like I have my baggies in this little tray here. So I'm working out of baggies. And the very last color fell right as I cut this top off. And I was like, well, that sucks. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, yeah, this isn't gonna work well for me. So we're just not gonna worry about it too much. And then I remembered, no, I vacuumed, so it shouldn't be so bad. Nope, I lied. And I'm like, and every time I go to pick up something and I get dog fur after I vacuumed, I'm like, I think I need a new vacuum. I've had 4 vacuums this year. They didn't break. I just figured I needed a new one because the one I had was junk because I was still picking up dog fur. And Mr. Coffee has cut off my vacuum allowance. So I'm not allowed. Where most people are like, my spouse says I can't buy any more crafts. My husband says I can't buy any more cleaning supplies. Why does he hate on me and my cleaning supplies? I don't know. He's probably the only guy in history that will ever get divorced because his wife won't stop cleaning the house. Like, I told him this the one day, and he goes, yeah, you're probably right. It drives me nuts. It literally does. It drives him nuts when he comes home. And, yeah, like, he came home the other day, and I literally had just finished mopping the floor. And he was out on the road all day, which means he came home and he was filthy. And he walked into the foyer area right there in front of our door with his dirty work boots on, and I had a conniption fit. I was like, I know you ain't walking up in here with them dirty ass boots on, stomping and trudging oil and dirt into the floor. Literally 2 big mud prints right in the middle of where I mopped. I like frantically grab the mop and start mopping in that area, and he's like, you're like a mad woman when it comes to cleaning. Like, I think you need help. Like, he's trying to make me out to be like some kind of like mopping drug addict or something. But in reality, I just mopped the floor, and he comes in and makes a mess, and it's just like, it's not that bad. It is. It is that bad because I literally just cleaned the floor. This is why I usually do it first thing in the morning, like when everybody leaves, because if I do it, if I clean the house right before everybody gets home, I'll just sit mad all day because they've messed up my floor. So I try to do it right first thing in the morning, so I at least have some time to enjoy it to myself that it's clean before like the madness happens. And then of course the kids come home and they're throwing stuff all over the place, the hats and jackets and scarves and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, we're gonna clean in the morning. So usually I clean in the morning, but that for some reason that day I cleaned in the afternoon. He comes trudging in with his dirty work boots and then looks at me. I'm like, don't look at me. You're not allowed to look at me anymore. And he gets mad because he spilled something on the floor. And as you guys know, I got that new mop. That new mop and me have been best friends. I've used it almost every day since I've gotten it. I might have made a mess just to test out to see if it was a good mop. Like I poured some liquid onto the floor like a mop commercial. And I mopped it up and I was like, oh, this isn't a bad mop. It's a pretty decent mop. Now the mop I had before this one, it was one of those ones that it had the white thing on the top, and you would push the white thing down and twist it, and it would wring all the water out of the mop for you, so you didn't have to touch the actual mop. I love that one, but it never seemed to get, I don't know. It was a weird mop. Like it wasn't like a regular like cotton mop with the long hairs on it. It was almost like a dishcloth like material or something. And it just it would like it wouldn't put a lot of water on the floor, which was great. But then I never knew whether or not I mopped good enough. And then I felt like I had to keep mopping. I might have a problem with cleaning, but hey, you can't say my house ain't clean, okay? Every once in a while, I'll slack off for like a week. And then I go hardcore at it for like the next 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, I'm looking outside at all that snow and the disrespect. Between being assaulted by Christmas by my neighbors and the assault by Mother Nature outside, I don't know what's worse, you guys. Miss Coffee's having a rough go at it. But I am excited. I am excited for the holiday. Again, because we're up here, we don't really have to worry about traveling or anything. Gotta get the last little bit of my supplies for Thanksgiving. Tonight, though, I'm excited because, one, I get so mad. Like, does anybody else get mad? Like, I got the Instapot for my birthday, but I'm too afraid to use it because I've cooked in it a lot. I've only successfully cooked in it once. What does that mean? Everything else burned or didn't cook fully because it has too many buttons. And I'm like, okay, I don't know how to use this freaking thing. And I'm trying to learn how to use it, but I'm like, okay, do I really want to mess up family dinner again tonight? I'm like, I'm not going to learn how to use it if I don't just use it, but I'm too afraid to use it. And I'm like watching Becky's Madness for Crafting, and she has the segment, What's in the Pot? I'm like, in my pot, it's just burnt food. What's in your pot? Like, and she makes it look like it's so easy, and her Instapot is different from mine. And then when I go look up Instapot recipes on Pinterest, because yes, they're on there. So if you have an Instapot, go on Pinterest. They have Instapot recipes. The problem is they don't have the Instapot that I have listed. They have the one that Becky has listed. And I'm like, no wonder it's so easy for you, because you can just go on Pinterest, boom, boom, pow, there's your recipe. Me, I have to like search for the Holy Grail to get the recipes for my Instapot. Why is mine different? I don't know. I have no clue. Like, I thought I was getting the same one, and I got a different one, and I was just like, oh, well, this one's, okay, I guess. And now I can't seem to figure out how to cook correctly in it. Like, I made the chicken ranch pasta with bacon again, and I finally got it right, and I was so excited. And now, like tonight, I am making homemade beef tips. And I am so afraid of messing it up because I've been dying to make homemade beef tips. The sad part is I could just pull out my slow cooker and make it, but I need to force myself to use the Instapot to learn how to use it. Also, there's a yogurt thing on there that we want to try because I want to know how the Instapot's going to make yogurt. That, and I've never really had yogurt before. It just looks gross. Okay, I like pudding. I don't like yogurt. Explain that one. Like, figure that one out. Okay, that was a flash for you. That was a couple of minutes for me. There was a knock at the door. Like, somebody was like kind of scratching at the door, and I'm like, why is somebody scratching at my door? It was my neighbor. She was wondering if I've seen her cat again. You guys, I'm telling you, if I spend my holiday screaming because there is a cat running around in the walls again, good God. Which, no, there has not been any more bird or cat incidents. Sylvester and Tweety finally settled down. But yeah, apparently her cat got loose again. And I'm like, at this point, I don't think you should have pets. Like, I think you should chill out. Like, how do you still have a kid? How do you lose a whole pet? Oh, God, you guys. All right. So, yeah, so I'm ready for Thanksgiving. At this point, I'm probably done with Thanksgiving. I'm hoping everyone has a great holiday. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving or you already have, well, have a great day. But I'm excited for Thanksgiving. Because, well, okay, as an adult, I'm not as excited as I was when I was a kid. Because then I realized that I now have to make all the food. And I'm not sure how that was an even trade-off. Like, I don't want to grow up. Because, not so much because I'm a Toys R Us kid, because I don't want to cook for the holidays. Like, I remember watching my mom, and I don't know if anybody else's parents did this. My mom would literally start cooking the night before. She would cook all her desserts. And then the day of Thanksgiving, she would cook all the side dishes. The mac and cheese, the collard greens, the black eyed peas, the, whatever else, like the stuffing for the turkey. And the turkey would go in the night before, right before she went to bed. And I can't do that. Because I'm too afraid. Like, I can't leave stuff like my stove on overnight. Because I'm too afraid it's going to burn the house down. Again, my dad used to work for the fire department, so now, like, Fire Marshal Bill is ingrained into my soul. If you don't know who that is, look it up. He's hilarious. It's Jim Carrey's character on In Living Color. But I can't just leave stuff on in my house while I go to sleep, or, like, even if I go to get the kids, I can't leave the Instapot on. Because I'm too afraid that something's going to, like, one of those freak accidents is going to happen. It's going to burn my whole house down. So I don't like leaving my stove and stuff on. And my mom's, like, giving me all these recipe ideas for Thanksgiving. And I'm like, I want to make none of those. I want to make some turkey and some ham and some mashed potatoes and some mac and cheese. I didn't even get collard greens this year. Last year I got collard greens. This year I didn't because nobody ate them last year but me. So, like, I got the little bit of stuff that I want to make. Plus, because there's only 4 of us, essentially I let everybody pick a side dish. And we're just going to have a bunch of side dishes and vegetables and turkey and ham. And that's about it. Like, we don't need to go all gung-ho. We're not feeding a tribe of people. And we're okay with it. Like, it's not like, oh, I feel bad for Miss Coffee. I don't feel bad for me. Believe me, we're going to have a great day of doing nothing. And because that's what we do. We're homebodies. We don't like being out of the house. And I even mentioned to Maggie, I was like, would you want to go see Frozen 2? And she goes, can we see it in my room? Like, she doesn't want to leave the house. She wants to stay in the house and watch Frozen 2 from the comfort of her own room. And I'm like, unfortunately, no, we can't do that. I'm pretty sure there's probably a way I could do that. But I don't want to do that. Like, I don't know. Plus, Frozen 2 just came out, so they don't have it on the thing yet. Because our our cable service will sometimes have it where you can pay to watch movies. So I'm like, I don't really want to leave the house or do anything on Thanksgiving or even the day after Thanksgiving. I am not leaving this house. No, I don't know what the people around here are like on Black Friday. Sorry, I'm looking for my next color. I don't know what the people are like around here on Black Friday. I don't remember last year because I don't even remember what we did last year. But I just know I don't want to leave the house. Like, that seems awful. And are you a Black Friday shopper? I am not a Black Friday shopper. I will shop Black Friday deals online, but I'm not a Black Friday shopper. Watching all those people act a fool trying to get toys and stuff, like, my kids are not worth me going to jail over for a $20 Barbie. Like, it's not worth it. It's like you were just sitting at the table saying how thankful you were for your family and friends, and now you're in Walmart, elbowing grandpa in the eye for the Barbie dream house. Like, no, I'm okay. Plus, this Christmas, we're going with the board game approach. We want to do more board games with the kids. So we're going to go buy a bunch of board games and hope to God that we can store them away where Maggie can't get a hold of them and tear them up. Because for some reason, like, we had Uno cards, and Maggie thought it would be a great idea to essentially play Uno with the entire house. And with that, I mean, she essentially has cards everywhere. She took them to go play with her brother. Her brother didn't want to play. So then somehow, some way, now the entire house is playing Uno with her. Because she will randomly just find Uno cards. Where is R? Yeah, it's R. I feel like a pirate right now. Like, R. What number is R? Oh, 550. How did I miss that? Alright, there we go. So yeah, so we're excited for Thanksgiving. I'm not doing Black Friday stuff. Plus, like I said, pretty much all of our Christmas shopping is done. Except for a couple of little loose ends we got to do for Minna. But other than that, Christmas shopping is essentially done. And we had it planned out like this. We were paying extra on our rent every month so that in December we wouldn't have to pay rent, and that's $1,400 that we could, juggle to get the kids Christmas, and me and Mr. Coffee could buy each other something for Christmas. And I'm not sure how it happened, but I think we forgot, and we ended up paying rent for December. So now we just have like a free month hanging around, and I'm like, well, why don't we just save on to that for a rainy day? If something were to happen where you would get laid off or something like that, we can hang on to that free month so that, we have a backup. He was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that works. So essentially we have a free month of rent, just waiting to be used. And I'm like, well, I'd rather have a free month of rent than not know how to pay the rent. Because I have a friend that lives in Pennsylvania. She will literally not pay her bills just to be able to buy her kids Christmas. And so that she can brag on Facebook. Like, the Facebook parents, they got to brag about everything. And she would sit there and brag about the fact that her kids were having such a big Christmas, but wouldn't talk about how the lights were out in her house. And that's happened before. Like, they didn't have, like, lights for Christmas because she didn't pay the electric bill because she wanted to buy her kids all this stuff. And I'm like, bills come first, honey bun. Like, I don't know what you doing with your life, but you better start paying them bills. Like, we all know parents like that will literally go out of their way, won't pay bills or something to buy their kids Christmas, and you're sitting there going, they don't even deserve Christmas. Like, it's a hot mess. But who am I to tell people what to do with their money? But she did it again this year. Like, she's like posting every time they go to the store. She's posting like all of these bags that they're buying, and I'm like, you're just giving robbers an opportunity to see what they want. They're shopping through you showing all the stuff that you're getting for Christmas for your kids. And she's like, nobody's gonna rob our house and blah blah. I'm like, you don't necessarily live in the best of neighborhoods, but if you don't think you have anything to worry about, I'm not gonna tell you that you got anything to worry about. I'm just gonna let you be. All right, so what number? We're gonna go with G. So no, we're gonna go 3371 because that 3371. No. 3371, not 3771. There it is. So yeah, so we got most of the stuff for the kids, and I think the only thing I have to do now, like I didn't have trouble with it last month or this month. I got to figure out something for Mr. Coffee. And he's a hard guy to shop for because everything he wants is hella expensive. Like, he can't just want like a, $100, something. It has to be like a $500 something. So yeah, like, I don't know. I mean, he already has the VR headset. And I told him I didn't want him to get the VR headset, which I don't know if you guys remember that. But back over the summer when he took Minna back home, he asked me about getting a VR headset. And I said no, because I know what's going to happen. He'll use it. He's like a kid, okay? He's like a kid. He'll use it for the first month or two. And then he won't touch it anymore. It won't be cool enough. He'll need all this stuff that costs a bunch of money for it. And what happened? He used it maybe a total of 6 times. Paid $400 for it. Hasn't touched it. And I'm like, now you see why when you ask me, can you get things, I tell you no, because you just wasted $400 on a VR headset and everything was fine until you brought it home, and then nothing was worthy. Like, your computer wasn't good enough, and so now you need a whole new computer. The TV wasn't good enough, and now you want a 4K TV. And I'm like, you want all the things. Like, you're living caviar dreams with a Budweiser budget. Like, no, we're not doing that. And he's like, well, you get craft supplies. I'm like, I would rather pay $30 for a coloring book or a set of markers versus $400 for something I'm not even going to touch. It's going to collect dust and then he'll get mad because, like, the dogs will, like, it's because it sits next to the TV, the VR headset does. The dogs will bump into it and he'll get mad because the dogs are bumping into it and they're going to break it. I'm like, well, it's not like you're using it, so what do you care? Like, anyways, he's a hot mess. So I have to figure out what to get him for Christmas, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell to get you. Can I get you some hopes and prayers? Because at this point, I don't have a prayer and trying to figure out what the heck to get you for Christmas. And I'm wondering how I keep missing. Like, the flowers are confetti. And so I keep missing drills that I've already put down. Nope, give me a diamond. Stabbing and grabbing out of a baggie is the most gangsta thing you can do for diamond painting. Because your drills get staticky from being in the bag. And then you run the risk of dropping it everywhere like I just did. Alright, so let's go with G. 413. The bags were in order, and then I took them out of order because I don't care. So yeah, I should, by the time you're watching this, I should be punch needling something. And then I have 2 kits coming for punch needle. I'm going to try one on my own, and then I'm going to pretend like I know what I'm doing when I show you guys the second one. Like, I'll show you both of them. I'll show you the progress I've made on whichever one I decide to do first. And then we'll sit down on Saturday and chit-chat about my experience with said projects. But I got to work on this one for like an hour the first night. And now I'm working on it now, which this is only the second time I've actually sat down to this canvas. And I really, really like it. I like the quality of DIYMoon Shop's kits. So, like, it takes some getting used to because I'm trying to figure out exactly where to put all, like, the special diamonds. And they give you a printout to show you pretty much where to put them. And you got to sprinkle the prism diamonds, which are like the black ABs. You have to sprinkle those within the black. And then you have the, which that just goes down in her kimono. So you don't have to do like her hair with it. It's just her kimono that has the black ABs in it. But it's like, you got to sprinkle those all around. And then you got to put these flowers in intricate places. And then like the old gold goes in certain places. And I'm like, Is this an algebra test? Like, I feel like I have to do math to do this. You don't have to do math to do it, but it's still kind of like nerve-wracking because I'm trying to make sure that I'm not messing this up. Which I'm pretty sure the gold right there is wrong, but we ain't gonna talk about it. So yeah, it's gonna be a week, and hopefully it's a good one because, again, the kids are off school. The kids are off school, and Mr. Coffee will be off work, and we're gonna sit and chill out. I need the letter B. What is B? I like the fact that they have their legend on the side of the kits.
Sorry, I didn't find a device named Side.
Sorry, apparently she thought I was talking to her, and I was not. Plus, I'm ready to get the itis. The itis is my favorite part of Thanksgiving. The itis is what happens after you eat a big meal and you get tired and you pass out. That's called the itis. And I can't wait for that. Also, I can't wait for Smitty Werben Jagerman Jensen. Now, if you don't know who Smitty Werben Jagerman Jensen is, he was number one. Smitty Werben Jagerman Jensen, if you don't know, there's a tradition that started in the U.S. a few years ago, and it's called Elf on the Shelf. Now, where most people's elves on the shelf is named Sprinkles or Bob, my elf on the shelf's name is Smitty Werben Jagerman Jensen. And that's SmittyWerben Jagermanjensen. Smitty Werben Jagerman Jensen. The kids and Mr. Coffee named him. So if you're wondering where he got his name from, he got it from the kids and Mr. Coffee. And he comes out the day after Thanksgiving. And I have to figure out different little shenanigans for him to do to essentially get the kids prepped and ready and excited for Christmas. So, like, sometimes he'll play cards. Sometimes he'll write on their stuff. Sometimes he'll, mess up their rooms while they're sleeping. This year, I got to figure out things to do. And it's hard to do it in an apartment because, we have such a small space. The one year, I'm pretty sure I freaked Maggie out with it because I put it on Daisy and let Daisy run around with it on her collar. And Maggie freaked out because she thought that it had come to life and started trying to chase her. And so she's still a little freaked out by Smitty Werben Jagerman Jensen. But this year, we're not going to have him do any shenanigans that are essentially going to scar my children for life and cause them to need therapy as adults. So, yeah. But he comes out the day after Thanksgiving. So, I'm excited for that. Mr. Coffee likes making him do bad things. So, he's excited. Of course he is. Let's see. Number 8, which I know I already have. Oh, there's V. I need that one. Just to get through this flower is an accomplishment because, again, the confetti, folks. The confetti. It's a gorgeous canvas, but the confetti. So, number 6. That and the S, the 8, are both like a red. Well, one's red, one's pink. But to me, I don't see hues, so they look the exact same. Like, there's at least 4 or 5 different hues of red in that flower. And I'm just like over here like, good God, I can't see any of this. So yeah, it makes it a little bit more difficult to work on. That's what usually slows me down when I'm diamond painting or any craft, is if there's 2 hues that are the same. And then I'm sitting here like, I can't see any of this. So to me, they all look the same, but to you guys, they would look different. Okay, number 8. So that's the flower done. But I hope you guys have or had a great Thanksgiving. I should still be going live this weekend unless something happens, which, I'd let you guys know if I'm not going live. But because it's on Friday, I should still be going live. I should still be okay to go live this weekend. But I hope you guys have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. From my family to yours, happy holidays. let's now get ready for all the Christmas music and the salting of our eyelids with Christmas music. So yeah. Oh snap. One of those yellow flowers goes there. This little bottle's getting me. Alright, so we're going to lift that up and put this flower right there. Nope, nope. Looks like we're going to have to possibly move these two. Yeah, because wherever the special flowers go, you just don't put drills there. And you want to make sure it fits also, so you got to like adjust it. So I got to bring it into about right here, which means this drill also needs to go. Boom. There we go. And then I can just find another symbol that would go on. So also I like how the glue on here, you can still move the drills around, but they don't move when you put them down. So that's always a plus. But yes, I hope you guys have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. If you're not celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope you have a great day. I think that is it for me today. I'm going to go continue working on this on my own. I will see you guys in my next video. If you're not already a subscriber and would like to subscribe to see more random crazy videos just like this one, please feel free to hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified anytime I randomly decide to put up a video. And believe me, it's random. With that said, folks, I'm going to bid you adieu, but not before reminding you, like I always try to, be kind, be courteous, be cool. Bye, guys.